Hey there guys, it's your good pal Wiggly, and welcome back to more Let's Play Super Metroid. In the last episode, we finally went to the lower Norfair area, and we took out the last of the 4 Space Pirate Commanders, or Elites, or whatever you want to call them, Ridley. And in this episode, the finale, we are going to be finishing off the game, going back to that golden statue that was blocking our way now that we've beaten all 4 of the bosses. Though before that, if you've seen any of my Metroid Let's Plays before, you know that I like to go through at the end and 100% everything, and we will be doing that now, though I didn't do that in Metroid Prime, and I kind of regret not doing that in Metroid Prime, but that will be rectified at some point, you'll see. Anyway, yeah, so let's go ahead and explore literally everywhere, once again, now that we are fully powered up. So I will meet you guys with whatever I find first. Alright, so starting off, I want to state that I am using this completed map created by Falcon Zero to cross-reference with my own map in order to see where all the rooms that I haven't been in are. So, first up, here in Lower Norfair, there's a room above the save room, and apparently the entrance is right up here. So there must be a way to kill this guy. I've never killed one of these, but can you yeah, okay, you can power bomb those. I didn't know that. Alright, so down here we have some good old, oh my gosh, these light fly enemies that are dangerous to kill, but also dangerous to leave alive. And we have one of the 2 energy tanks that we missed. That would have been nice to have for Ridley, but you know, 12 out of 14 energy tanks isn't that bad. And speaking of max totals, as you can see at the top, our current maximums are 170 missiles, 35 super missiles, and 35 power bombs. So we are missing 12 missile expansions because the max is 230, and then we are missing only 3 super missile and power bomb expansions each, which is not bad, honestly. And then also, of course, we are missing 1 energy tank, and we have all of the reserve tanks. So all in all, I did a pretty decent job of finding what I could find. So I will meet you guys with whatever the heck I find next. Oh, this is a fake wall. Okay. So there's a section up here that we haven't explored yet, this whole little area. So what have we? Oh, fire seahorse boys. Hell yeah. We love those. So up here we have more of these cool looking glowy blocks. And then a missile expansion. Very nice. Very nice. Though that block right by Samus is in the middle of breaking. Well, what's this all about? Ah. We have a choice, though I think we can just kinda... Oh. Never mind. Question mark? Oh, okay. It's like a maze on the inside of this? That's kind of weird. Okay, I see how this works. No, 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 oh my god. Well, actually, no, we got through just fine. And that takes us right down here. Oh yeah, this power bomb we couldn't get. Okay, so I could have gotten that earlier. It's just that I don't think the X-ray visor showed that invisible wall, so I didn't actually try going over there. Silly me. And there's a door going left as well, where we have... Ooh. This is a very intricate room. Okay. Wow. Okay, this room's really cool, actually. I really like this room. Anything of note? No, seemingly not. Though there is, like... something in the wall over there. Oh no, that was just part of the decoration, I suppose. Alright, more of these incredibly strong not butterfly, I don't know what to call them. Just kind of like fly people, I guess. I have no clue what to call these guys. I don't know why I'm shooting them. You can just screw attack into them and insta-kill. Aha. And then up here we have more cool design elements. I really like the way Lower Norfair looks. It might be my favorite area in the game, honestly. And then suspicious. One-way fall. Okay, well there's like a whole thing over here. You can just break these by jumping on them, I guess. Wait a minute, what? Just bombable, or... Yeah, okay. Still nothing crazy in here so far. I'm on the lookout. I'm on the prowl for any power-ups that may be hidden. Aha. Alright, so having looped back around, we can, in fact, blow up these and then get into this and find a missile expansion that I didn't find before. So despite me attempting to be very thorough and careful about the section I explored earlier in the episode, I missed a power-up. There is a missile expansion right over here by that very intricate room that I liked a lot, with the raising acid and the lowering platform wall things. I don't know what to call those. But yeah. And I think that's everything in Lower Norfair, if I'm not mistaken. Ah, okay. So up here in the room where the speed booster is, or rather right outside where you get the speed booster, there was a missile expansion in the ceiling. So all the way at the top left of Norfair, where all of the platforms start falling out from underneath you, there's a missile expansion in the wall over here. And that's gonna be tricky to grab. Hold on. There we go. In this room, still in Norfair, there was some grapple beam stuff that I don't think I ever went back to. No, I did not. And there's a missile expansion up here. Down at the bottom left corner of Norfair, where you get the grapple beam, there's apparently something up here. Aha! Yet another missile expansion that I missed in Norfair. That is 7 missile expansions that I missed in Norfair. I think I have them all now, but over half of the missile expansions that I missed were down here in Norfair. Why is Norfair always a pain in my dick? So in this area in Brinstar, just to the right of where, like, the beginning of Metroid 1 is, there is this wall here where there was a missile expansion on the right, and you can power bomb the bottom of it, and it looks like if you try really hard, you can hop up that way. So let's see what we can do with that. Come on. Wow. Okay. Can we screw attack up in there? Ah, there we go. That's pretty cool, actually. Okay. So now that we are up here, the head on the pole there was shaking for a second. That was weird. What the... Oh. Okay. Invisible platform. Very neat. Good to know. Alright, and there is a missile expansion in here. But according to the map, there are 2. So... there it is. Voila. This little blue strip that's been bothering me forever in Brinstar. Well, all the way back where we got the charge beam, you can actually power bomb this. and go on through. And down here, there will be a nice little secret for you. And it's a very good secret, trust me. All right. Well, I wanted to speed boost here, but I guess that's not happening, is it? How in the world do we get down there? Oh, I do have the speed booster. Okay. Well, that makes sense. So it appears that you need both the power bomb and the gravity suit to get this, which makes me feel better because I thought that maybe I could have gotten it earlier, but I couldn't. And it is our final energy tank that is all 14 in the game. Back in Criteria, in this long vertical shaft where all these space pirates are, there is a bombable block right here. And within this area, a power bomb door as well. And we have a whole nother section over here that I never found. Oh my goodness. I see what you're wanting from me. I'm assuming I'm gonna have to... unless there's a speed booster block at the top of this, I don't have to shine spark. But I assume that they're probably gonna make me shine spark, huh? Wow, this is very tall. Yeah, they are. Okay. That is a pretty neat puzzle, having to use the ice beam to shine spark. That's a new one. Haven't seen that yet. Back outside where Samus's gunship is, there is apparently something all the way up here. Oh yeah, I remember seeing this at one point. Okay, there's a power bomb door, and it's appropriate because within here there is another kind of difficult room with a power bomb in it. Inside the wrecked ship, I neglected to discover that there was a bombable block in this wall. And over here, we have another fun little room with all sorts of robots and flying things around and treadmills. It's very appropriate for the area. Okay. So, this one, there we go. And we have our second to last super missile expansion, leaving only one power bomb, one super missile, and 3 missile expansions. That's really cryptic. Okay, so in this big, long, vertical room in Meridia where that turtle is and there's an energy tank at the top, there's a missile expansion in the wall, too. That is tricky. Wow. Also in Meridia, in this room, you can see that this wall is a fake. And if we go through here, we find another missile expansion, which I believe is our semi-final missile expansion. So we are only missing one of each of the 3 weapons. So I realized that I missed something in Brinstar, in this pink room with like the spores or the petals or whatever you want to call them. You can actually power bomb this right here, where there was this one missile that I did like a cool wall jump up to. And then looks like this wall is fake. And here we are in yet another new area that we haven't seen before. I assume... no, not power bombable. Interesting. What am I missing here? Oh, a super missile block. We haven't seen one of those in centuries. Holy crap. Okay. And this gets us our final power bomb expansion. Up at the top it says 45, but that's because I've used 5. So don't you worry. Only 2 more to go. Ooh. Okay, okay. Well, there's our last super missile. I was worried that for once I was going to find all of the missiles before I found something else. But of course not. So now I only have 1 missile left. For the record, this is actually back in Lower Norfair where I thought I was done, but I guess I'm not. And also, just for the record, I've had to resort to pulling up the map in a paint program and marking off all of the places I've been. So that's a heck of a lot of fun. I found it. Oh my god, this was the second to last missile I checked. I visited and second guessed every single other missile expansion location, and the wrecked ship was the last place I visited. Oh god, 4 hours later. Well, not quite 4, like 3 hours and 40 minutes, but fuck. Oh, I really miss a lot of the quality of life stuff that Samus Returns brought. Man. Oh, I miss fast travel and map markers and the pulse scan and god. Alright, now that we have absolutely every collectible and power-up in the entire game, I think that it is high time we took a trip beyond what this statue is blocking. Kraid has already faded because we've been here before after we beat him, but now Phantoon has been defeated as well, as has Dragon. And our good friend Ridley has been defeated definitely, absolutely, for the last time, 100% for sure. Totally. And now the statue deteriorates, sinks into the water, and we can finally move on past this room at last and descend into the heart of Zebes, Torian. The final area of the game. I cannot believe that this Let's Play is already basically over. These Metroid, especially the 2D ones, these Metroid Let's Plays fly by so quickly. I cannot believe that this is the end of our 6th Metroid playthrough together. Does this hurt? Yes, of course it does. So it is something probably stronger than acid. I don't know what it would be. Speaking of acid, there's that, and of course, you can't have Torian without Metroids. We know this, you know this, I know this, we all know this. And we have these donut creatures that I forgot the name of, but I remember that the NES manual says that they're alive. And that's kind of weird. Though the NES manual also calls Samus he the whole time. Just like usual, Metroids are weak to the cold, so the only real, genuine way to defeat them is to use the Ice Beam and 5 missiles or 1 super missile, but I would recommend saving your super missiles, because obviously there's a boss. And, oh god, and if they latch onto you, you can just kinda keep spamming bombs until they hop off, hypothetically, anyway. There we go. I found out off-screen that the Y button actually does have a use, and that is to cancel the item that you are using currently. Holy crap. Okay, at last. Oh my goodness. Metroids are not to be trifled with. If you miss with your Ice Beam shot and they get close to you, it is super hard to get back on track. And these don't seem to drop anything anymore. That's kind of unfortunate. But, you know, I'm not really that shocked. Alright, yet another Metroid. I can't imagine how cool it must have been to see Torian, to like, imagine having played the original Metroid and being like a super big fan of the original Metroid, and then also, at the same time, oh my god, I have 2 on me? Come on. There we go. And then also at the same time, having played Metroid 2 back in the day, which I can't imagine there was that much overlap of people who played Metroid 1, then 2, then Super, like, as they were released. I don't know, for some reason that just seems unlikely to me. But imagine having played the original game, being a super big fan of the original game, and then getting this game, and seeing all these areas that you know, super 16-bit and high def and being super cool. I can't. That'd be so cool. I wish I could have been around to see it, and I get some kind of experiences like that, like for example, seeing like Twilight Town in Kingdom Hearts 3. But I don't know. It seems like there's like probably like a magic back in the day to the transition from 8 to 16-bit and then into 3D. It must have been super wild. Alright, so here we are at the heart of Torian. I'm not sure how we can defeat these guys. I'm not sure if we can defeat these guys, so we're just gonna run onward because they are super strong and not very fun to deal with. And we have the remains of a Terizo there, crumbling into dust. And more remains. And now the camera has stopped scrolling. And we have another one of these guys that we can't do anything about, and that is a big Metroid. Holy shit. He drained that thing like no other, and I don't want to fight that thing because it is humongous. Oh my god. Oh, come on. Can't even place bombs, can't get out of it, and it looks like we're screwed. And this is the point that you are supposed to realize that that giant Metroid is in fact the very same baby Metroid from Return of Samus. He's very big now because through the process of trying to clone him and just make him an all-around stronger being, probably trying to turn him into a queen, the space pirates did a ton of experiments on him, and he became giant and monstrous and was in a fit of rage, as we saw. But our emergency suit system sound triggered a response that reminded him that we are, in fact, sort of his adopted mother. If you want to consider that. It's not like one for one, but he considers us his mother. So, I think that's super cool. I really like that this game doesn't just drop Metroid 2. Like, how important Metroid 2 is really interesting, because a lot of the times they would just kind of toss the handheld games to the side and be like, oh, this is the real sequel. But no, this is very much Metroid 3. It's very important that you understand both the stories of 1 and 2 to get the maximum effect out of this game. And I really like that. Alright, so once again, let's go ahead and hop through the door. And we are sinking further and further. And does this room look familiar? It should. Oh my goodness. Except now there's a rising acid in here too, which is very nice. Was there an acid before? I don't think so. Was there? Actually, there might have been. Maybe I'm stupid and misremembering. So we have to take out these walls as quick as we can, taking as little damage as we can, and I don't want to do that whole we can thing again. Alright, come on, come on. And it looks like we have one more wall before we get to the end of the room. And there she is, once again. Good old Mother Brain back in the flesh. If you are wondering how in the world Mother Brain is alive, it is because Mother Brain is in fact not really a living creature, kind of. Mother Brain is more, you could consider her an AI that can be transplanted and reprogrammed back into living flesh such as this. At least that's how I've always interpreted it. A lot of Metroid lore is up to subjectivity and interpretation because it's a lot more of a show and not tell franchise. As you can see, with Mother Brain being 100% more formidable than before. She now has bionic legs and a body, and it's terrible. We don't like this. This is a very hard fight. She does boatloads of damage, as you would expect. So you want to avoid all of the bombs and whatnot that she tosses at you. The bomb on the floor will make an explosion across the ground and just pelt her with absolutely everything that you have. Oh my goodness, that is so much damage. Alright, come on, come on. Jesus, okay. And we are almost out of missiles entirely, and we came into this with as much as we could. And she's charging up for something. Oh god, not another one, please. Well, this is looking very dire. We can't even move anymore. Heck yeah, baby! And that, my friends, was Let's Play Super Metroid. I really like this game. If you recall at the beginning, I stated that a big purpose of this Let's Play was for me to determine how much I like it as an adult, not using a guide to go through the whole thing and re-experience it fresh with a clear mind. And I have determined that I do in fact really like this game and see the value. As I was replaying it, it really settled in. Having recently replayed Metroid 1 and, Zero Mission, it really settled in how big of an improvement this was compared to Metroids 1 and 2. Like, this is a massive step up, such a massive step up that it is probably the most important game in the franchise for sure. It's like Link to the Past in that it just evolved the series to this brand new identity and just breathed so much life into it. And I really can't thank it enough for that. The gameplay is pretty solid. It has aged wonderfully. However, not comparing it to the games that came before it, but comparing it to the games that came after, I definitely think that it is better than Zero Mission. I would say Zero Mission is probably my least favorite 2D Metroid, other than 1 and 2 themselves. But I think I still like Samus Returns a little bit more. I'm going to save my final thoughts for Fusion until after I re-experience it, of course, just to solidify whether or not that's still my favorite Metroid game other than Prime 2, which is now my all-time favorite, but as for 2D games anyway. I think it definitely comes down to personal taste, because it's very difficult to compare Samus Returns and Super Metroid. It just really comes down to whether you're a fan of the isolated kind of dark atmosphere that Metroids 2 and Fusion give you. Sorry, I was distracted by the ending there. It really comes down to whether or not you're a big fan of the linearity aspect, which is, I personally think, definitely has its benefits, especially in Fusion. But I personally prefer that. I really like the way that Fusion and Samus Returns guide you in a way that isn't too handholdy, in my opinion. I know a lot of people think that way, and they like the super openness of this game and the fact that you can break this game a lot by doing things like the bomb jump. And I personally do really like this game. I just, down at my core, I prefer Samus Returns and Fusion to this game, I would say. It's just a personal preference. I definitely don't feel like they're necessarily better games. I feel pretty confident that I could say that this game, I think, is better than Zero Mission, because they're a similar style of game, and this game has a lot more of that openness, and I really appreciate the fact that this game does atmosphere super well. And the music, the sound design is so good. It visually looks really great. The boss fights are pretty good. Though, especially when I was going and collectible hunting, I realized that I missed a lot of the quality of life stuff that Samus Returns brought to the table. Of course, it's not really that fair to compare them, but I think it is part of the conversation when you compare the newer games to the older games, taking into account what the newer games brought to the table rather than just shoving it to the side because, oh, this game is older, therefore, of course they wouldn't have done those things. But it still is part of the conversation, And because of that, because of the good combat and the awesome power-ups and everything like that, and the fast travel and just everything that Samus Returns brought to the table, I'm kind of rambling here. I prefer Samus Returns to this game. I feel like I had to kind of accentuate why, because I feel like I'm going to get a lot of looks for it, because this is a majority of people's favorite Metroid game, and it's probably my fourth favorite game, I would say. I'd say that I like Fusion and Prime's 1 and 2. I like this game about as much as I like Prime 3, probably. Yeah, I think that's fair. But anyway, now that that is done and over with, I want to talk about the endings. The ending that we saw is the ending that you get for completing the game between 3 and 10 hours, which I'm impressed, because usually I get the worst ending. But this is the second best ending, actually. And I guess also the second worst, because there are only 3 endings. And Samus, like, lifts up her helmet, but you can't see her eyes. She's still wearing, like, the visor or something over her eyes. I'm not really sure what that is. And then she gives you a nice little thumbs up. Hey, good job. And then she leaps into the background. And if you complete the game in over 10 hours, which you really have to take your time to do, I feel like, or if it's like your first Metroid experience, because I got the over 10 hours one, even using the guide, because I sucked at this game initially. You get just Samus in a gravity suit, basically the same pose, just with the helmet on, giving you the thumbs up. But if you complete the game in under 3 hours, you get to see Samus with this open stomach leotard, which I like personally more than the pink one that she had in the original series, or rather in the original Metroid, but not as much as like the shorts and sports top that she has in Fusion and Zero Mission. But yeah, anyway, I think that is going to be it for our 6th Metroid Let's Play, Super Metroid. I have been Guildmaster Wiggly. If you enjoyed the series, please consider giving it a like. If you are new, consider subscribing. If you want to follow my Twitch or Twitter, they're in the description, and I hope to see you guys for the Super Metroid bonus video, and subsequently, Metroid Fusion.